episode of the PMD Tea Buyers Club. I'm your host, Dhananjay Silva, and today I've got my Sri Lankan cricket jersey on because today we're talking specifically about Ceylon tea. But you know what, guys, before I talk about the episode, I want to talk about an unfortunate incident that happened on Maribela Estate yesterday, which is in the Uva province. There was a major landslide. There's up to 300 people missing. It's been raining like crazy in Sri Lanka over the past few weeks, and unfortunately, landslides, especially, in the upcountry, do happen, and unfortunately this one did happen, so we just want to send all our thoughts and our prayers out to the people out there that are affected, and we hope that they can return to a normal life as soon as possible. So, moving away from that very sad note, let's talk about teas. First, and the other thing I want to say is thank you so much for all the comments that you guys have been logging up on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Please keep them coming through. Keep tweeting us. We love to hear what you guys think of the show. And if you have any questions, keep doing what you guys are doing. And there's some lurkers as well. Look, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, click down, hit subscribe, so you can stay up to date with what we're doing here at PMD. Today I want to talk about Ceylon tea because I was having a chat with the F&B manager and he was saying, well, we have a Ceylon on the menu. And what I said to him was, look, the Ceylon tea that you have is a blend from all over the country. What you have to understand is that Ceylon is a country. It's Sri Lanka's old colonial name, and within Sri Lanka we have different planting regions. And I wish I'd done this earlier on, but better late than never. So what I want to talk today about is the specific regions of Ceylon tea and how you can't box Ceylon tea into, oh, it's light, bright, and refreshing, or it's mellow, or it's strong and strong and full bodied. Within Sri Lanka, within the regions, within the elevations, and even breaking down a region, you've got different sub-districts that will give you a different type of tea, and within that sub-district, no two tea estates will taste the same. Each tea estate has its own signature taste, and it's very much like wine, very much like whiskey, but unfortunately in tea, we've turned it more into a commodity. We haven't looked at the true origin of where our tea comes from. So the first one I'm going to talk about, guys, is Norelia. Now, Norelia teas are grown at 6,000 feet above elevation. It's a very cold part of Sri Lanka, so if you ever see any unhappy tea pluckers, they're probably from Norelia because it's always raining and it's pretty chilly up that side. However, on the flip side of it, Norelia teas produce a very light liquoring tea, and you've got a lot of eucalyptus, you've got a lot of wild mint trees that grow wild out there, and that smell is in the air. So when you walk around Norelia or Norelia town or on any of the estates, you get this eucalyptusy, minty smell in the air. Now that smell is absorbed by the tea bush, and when you pluck that and you manufacture it, you get a tea that has a light infusion, a light body in the cup, but also, let's give this tea a quick sniff, a light little eucalyptusy, minty smell that comes through in the tea, in the smell of the tea, but also in the actual cup itself. Now this is the Norelia cup. Now the tea that I've got here to represent Norelia teas today is none other than our seasonal Lover's Leap tea that's available on the website. Hit the link below if you want to taste it. You can see that this Lover's Leap, this is a seasonal pick, but this is typical of good Norelias. They're light in body, they're not too strong. It's not a tea that you want to add a lot of milk to. It's not a tea that you want to add a lot of milk to. It's a tea that you want to have by itself. It makes an ideal afternoon tea. I'm going to give it a quick taste actually. It's been some time. Norelia teas, that is a fantastic Norelia actually. They're very light on the mouth. However, you will pick up a light minty eucalyptusy taste, and you have this wonderful astringent quality that hits you in the mid to back palate, more towards the back actually. If you guys are ever having anything with lemon in it, try this tea. It makes a wonderful accompaniment, and anyone who likes Darjeeling first flushes, give a Norelia tea a go. Norelia teas are known as the champagne of Ceylon teas, so try out a Norelia. So let's come down a bit into a different region. We'll taste teas from we'll have a look at the tea from the Debunking region of Sri Lanka. Now Debunking is a very famous region. It lies on the western side of the island. In fact, Check out the link below for the interactive map that we've put up on our website. You can click through the regions and see the various different sub-districts. Now, Demulla is quite a large planting region. Its tea grows from anywhere between 3,000 up to 5,500 feet. So as a result, you get strong teas and you get very light liquoring teas as well, depending on the elevation and also depending within the intricate sub-districts that you find within Demulla. Now, the tea that I've got to represent Demulla tea is none other than one of my favourite teas, which is from Murray Estate. And as you guys will know, Murray is found in the Muscadia region. So the Muscadia teas have a bit more body, they have a bit more strength to them. They make an ideal morning tea. So the Murray leaf, this leaf here, this is a BOP grade of tea that I've got. This is typical of the type of teas and the type of manufacture that you find in Demulla. Now, in Demulla, Demulla planters are going to focus more on the flavour in the cup. They want flavour in the cup, not so much, they're not concerned about leaf style like some of the low country planters. And by going for a smaller leaf, you're going to get a lot more flavour in the cup. So if I show you this tea from Murray, you can see immediately there's a lot more colour in it, it's a lot thicker, it's a lot redder than the Norelia that I showed you. Now, Murray is, the elevation in Muscadia is at about 5,000 feet above sea level. So look at the difference. You come down 1,000 feet in elevation and you've got such a stronger tea, you've got a completely different change in colour, just in that 1,000 meter drop, 1,000 foot drop. So you can't box Ceylon tea into it's light, it's bright. Ceylon is a country, you have a large variety, and you can see that just in those two teas. I'm going to give this Murray a taste. That's a wonderful tea. A lot more body, a lot more strength. It just has this little rosy note that I've spoken about on previous episodes. This is a wonderful, wonderful tea. And again, this is a seasonal pick that I've brewed up today. You guys can find it on the website. Try it out. Buy one of the 10-gram packets. In fact, buy a 10-gram packet from each of these and do what I've done here today and understand the intricacies of each of these wonderful regions within Sri Lanka. So the next tea that I want to go on to is from Kandy region. Now, the tea that I've got here to represent Kandy is actually from the estate is Craighead. Now, Craighead estate is located in Navalapitiya, and Kandy was the first tea producing region in Sri Lanka. It's where James Taylor's Lulkonda estate is located. Now, the teas from Kandy grow anywhere between 2,000 to about 4,000 feet in elevation, and the Kandy teas are a lot stronger. They have a lot more body, and they make a very good breakfast tea. Now, the Kandy planters focus again on leaf style, so you'll find a lot of leafy teas coming from Kandy, and this is an FBOP grade from Craighead. You can see that there's a nice bright infusion, exactly what we look for. Now, this was picked again in the Western quality season. Not that the Western quality season affects Kandy teas as much, but it just gives them a little bit more brightness in the cup. And I'm going to bring the cup over, and you can see the difference again in the cup. There's a lot more body in this one as opposed to the Murray. It's not as bright as the Murray, bear in mind, but there's a lot more body to this. And I'm going to give this one a quick taste. And this is the kind of tea that you want to have if you want to, maybe a pick-me-up, or maybe you're looking for a different type of breakfast tea. Something from Kandy region will work very well. There's a lot more body in that tea. You can really feel the heaviness in that cup. You're getting a lot more of a malty taste coming through, but it's the ideal kind of pick-me-up tea. So again, how can you box Ceylon tea into whatever it's been boxed into? This is a tea that's been grown at 3,000 feet in elevation. It makes a wonderful breakfast tea. So we've had a light tea here that is ideal in the afternoon. We've had a strong flavoured Demulla tea, but then bear in mind, within Demulla you've got a much wider variety than what's being shown here by Murray. We've got a strong tea here from Kandy. And then we've got one of my favourite teas, actually. I think, and I personally think this is one of the best teas that is being made in Sri Lanka at the moment. It's from New Vithanakanda tea estate. Now, New Vithanakanda is located in the Ratnapura region. Now, Ratnapura is the southernmost region in Sri Lanka. Its teas grow anywhere from sea level down in Galle all the way up to 2,000 feet. Now, New Vithanakanda is actually grown at about 2,000 feet above elevation, but the key difference that makes New Vithanakanda's tea so different from any of the other Ruhuna teas that I've tasted is the fact that Vithanakanda lies next to a virgin rainforest, the Singaraja. Now, this rainforest makes such a big difference in how its tea tastes. Now, if I show you guys the leaf here, you can see that it's a lot darker. You've got, it's very different. I'm going to bring over the Nuarelia here, and you can see this is the same tea bush, guys, but look at the difference in the color. The Nuarelia is the one in my right hand, the Vithanakanda is the one in my left. This is the same tea bush, the same plant, Camellia sinensis. One is grown at 6,000 feet next to wild eucalyptus and mint. One is grown at 2,000 feet next to a virgin rainforest. One, I'm getting smells of eucalyptus and mint, and the other one, I'm going to give this a quick sniff. You've got a wonderful, wonderful honey, caramel, sweet smell coming out of this tea. You've got, almost, these wonderful forest fruit flavors coming out. This is the ideal kind of tea for the autumn if you're watching the show up in the southern hemisphere. This makes a wonderful tea to just come home after a long walk, maybe out in the woods. I'm going to bring the cup over and notice the difference in the cup. Look how darker the cup is. Look how much more strength there is in the cup. Now, this is a Flowery Fanning's extra special grade of tea, and it's a very, very special tea. It's actually sold in Harrods as well, so if you guys want to check it out on the website, have a look. I'm going to give this tea a quick taste. It's a wonderful, wonderful tea. You've got so much character coming out in this cup. You've got notes of caramel, notes of honey, almost like paprika taste coming out as well. It just, to me, it's spicy. It's the perfect kind of winter kind of warmer as we head into the colder months. But guys, have a look at this. You've got 4 teas from 4 different elevations. Bear in mind, Sri Lanka has the Uva region and the Udapusalawa region as well. I don't have any seasonal teas from there at the moment. But when we do get some, we'll definitely be reviewing those on the show. But just have a look. Look at this small snapshot and see how diverse Ceylon tea is in itself, and then think how diverse tea is in general and what we have confined tea to. We're so used to thinking that tea is an English breakfast or it's a tea bag, but it's not. It's very similar to wine. It's very similar to whiskey. It's so diverse, and it's a lot more than you and I think it is. So guys, check out the teas, check out the interactive map more importantly, and have a look at the regions, have a look at the different sub-districts within those regions, and then check out these teas and do what I did here today. Buy 10 grams each and just brew them up and see the difference of what elevation, of what soil, what flora, what fauna, how the different agroclimates within a country will affect the tea. As ever, guys, leave your comments in the comments section below. If you have any questions for us, drop us an email or tweet us at PMDT. We'd love to hear what you guys think. And thank you for all the people that have already written in so far. We love your comments. Subscribe to the channel. It's what gives me the fuel to do this show. And I will see you guys next week. Oh, but before I leave, one thing I want to say is this. Look, guys, look at what happened on Meribeta this week. It's a very sad and very tragic incident. This weekend, guys, do this for me. Get yourselves a nice pot of tea, call over some friends, get some family over, sit down, brew yourselves a nice pot of tea, pour it out for everyone, just sit down and talk, and spend time with the people that you really care about, because that's what tea can do. Tea brings people together, and you never know when, you never know when your last breath on this world might be. So this weekend, go out, brew up a pot of tea, call over some friends, call over some family, and spend some time with the people you love. As ever, guys, happy sipping, and thank you for watching.